So my name is Kristof Titeca. I'm a professor here at the IOB, the Institute of Development Policy, and I mainly focus on governance and conflict in Central and Eastern Africa, and I have a focus on DR Congo and Uganda. My interest is, primarily indeed at the national level, where I look at issues to do with the impact of donors on national level political dynamics. And the way in which they shape governance dynamics and their influence. So my conviction is that science or academia is firmly placed within society and should have at least attempt to expand on that relation with society. And for me that happens in two ways. So a first way is by engaging with the arts. In my research I also take an arts-based approach. I use photography both as a means to an end and an end in itself. Concretely, I use it as a methodology for research, but I also use it for outputs. I've organized exhibitions, I've published a number of photo books, and so on. And so for me, that is really key in bringing academic outputs outside of the purely academic sphere and making them more widely accessible. There's a second way in which I think academia should be in relation with society, and it's through influencing or engaging with policy. In various ways to do so. It's through interacting with policymakers, it's by briefing them, it's by writing op-eds, it's by writing policy briefings, and so on. Well, positionality has become an ever-increasing and ever-important topic, and so whom gets to speak for whom, etc. has for most of us become very important, so also for myself. So concretely, this means that I study mostly spaces such as the aid government interface, so spaces where diplomats, aid officials and so on are active. So I now focus much more on largely national level spaces and on this interface between northern policymakers and southern policymakers to better understand in which ways are decisions being made, how can decisions be influenced, and so on. And so I foresee that my research agenda for the coming years will also focus on that. And on the other hand, I will also continue working on the use of arts. So I intend to continue publishing arts-based or photo-based